Hello, Marky Dragon, also known as Marcus Eikenberry in real life, and welcome to another show for Neos Land, where we're talking about the Kickstarter, talking about the game, and talking about, everything to do with the game. Welcome everybody who's here live right now via the Hangout. And those of you who are watching live on Twitch, link has been posted. If you'd like to join us here in the Hangout, you are most certainly welcome. Hello, Jacques. Are you there? There we are. Okay, I don't hear you laughing. Is your mic? Oh, wait. I muted you. It was me that was muting. Yeah, okay. So there we go. Okay, now I want to give out first a shout out to NETV. I joined their network on Twitch, and I'm in their list of broadcasters right now. And so they are, several of them are considering supporting Neos Land. And so I think that's good. And helps us all get a little bit more attention. And then combat. So we had talked about today would be combat. But then you guys, you said that really there's a little bit more work to be done on it. You guys aren't ready to present it yet. And
yeah, there's one thing I could say actually. I can give you guys, we still, before we totally present it to everybody and so on, we could say that we definitely won't be doing the normal World of Warcraft style combat. There's a decision to be made on that. So you won't be clicking on a character and then everything gets calculated. It's going to be that I know you guys wanted to have a system in place where you select, like, target what areas you want to attack, like wherever you want to hit with the sword and so on. We will be doing that for sure. And it's going to be in real time, and so that's a little bit of combat I can give you guys at the moment. We're definitely finalizing everything, so once we get everything totally finalized, because it's such an important thing in the game, we have to make sure that we get it right.
Absolutely, absolutely, and I would rather take the time to do it right the first time than to have to take the time to fix it later.
Yeah.
So yes, I wholeheartedly agree on that. So
it's definitely not going to be a boring combat, or like it's also going to be skill based. So depending on your skills that you have in a certain weapon, that's going to decide damage and so forth. And I think it's pretty much everything you guys were looking for. We finally figured out a way how to implement this. So.
Okay. Well, I look forward to that when you guys are ready to spill the beans. And then also, you're working on some content right now for skills, a presentation for how skills will be addressed in the game.
Yeah.
And so I just want to mention that was coming up. And you're thinking it's best to put it in some sort of video content, correct? Give us a visualization of it.
Yeah. It's going to be easier to explain to you guys once you have a nice visual of how everything's going to flow in together. So we're just working on getting that together.
Okay, that sounds excellent. So... Okay, now we've been going through with multiple these daily tier reward items, and it looks like the magic pot and communication orb have both been removed, and so are those for the last 2 days, or is there anything that was removed today that's not on the list?
No, the magic pot was yesterday, and the communication orb was today.
Okay. That communication orb is going to be rad.
Yeah,
it's going to be a lot of fun.
Good thing to have.
So the next item on the list because we've been going over these each day, and here's how this works. We have an item that is removed each day from this list. And so the fewer days left in the Kickstarter, the less items that are on the list. Basically, if you just get in like a $10 bid right now, and then you can decide how much you really want to make it, but that'll lock you in on all of these rewards. And so the next one here in the list is a brewing stand. Now,
that's correct, yeah.
The imagery there is like this yellow and green liquid. Can we brew beer in it or moonshine or
yeah, you never know what you can brew, right?
Can I open a brewery behind my pub?
Anything is possible. So with a brewing stand, you can brew potions and stuff like that. And like once again, I just wanted to mention also the big thing people are asking is we say that these items are basically bound to the account, unless you sell it to somebody else, it becomes bound to that account, and they don't destroy. They got no, they don't have a what do you call it now? Like when you use them, they
don't degrade.
Decay. Yeah, they don't degrade. Yeah.
Okay.
So what's going to be nice about these also, and the other thing is also people are asking what happens if you have these items in your chest or something in your house and your house get destroyed and so on. So items like these that's bound to your account, we're going to have an in-game mailing system. They will automatically go into your in-game mailing system and it gets mailed to you. So you do get them back. Those can't be taken away or destroyed from you. Okay. Just so people know that, right?
Good. Yeah, I'm worried about that because I really wanted my 10 rolls of yarn to never disappear.
Well, those are the only ones that might have
those are consumable.
Expiry date. Yeah, those are consumables. The reason we put those in, but we'll get to those later. But the reason we got stuff in like that, there's a few things that we'll mention which ones is consumables. Like these ones, right? It's definitely they'll be consumable. But the reason we put them in is because the game's going to start with very little stuff around, for especially the alpha people. We wanted to get the economy and everything going right off the bat, right? So those are all part of that idea.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. So, any other announcements before we get into Q&A?
Not that I can think of it right now.
Okay. So let's see here. We're open right now for those of you in the Google Hangout. If any of you have any questions, go ahead and speak up now, or we'll get into a few items that Saint has.
I had a question. Well, not so much a question, more for the viewers. What are we sitting at right now? How much have we raised on PayPal, and how much have we done on Kickstarter?
So on Kickstarter, we're sitting at 13,742. On PayPal, we're sitting just over 2,500 to 3,000 nearly. So we're getting there. It's altogether, I think it came to about 17,000.
Okay. Now, seeing JP here with that video behind him, would we like to show this first builder video at all? And
yeah, we can do that. Yeah,
do that live on the stream here. Okay, let me import it here into my player. And we can watch it here on the stream. So
I'll explain a little bit.
Did you like that? You like that, did you, Marcus? You like that, eh?
So it's playing right now. It's starting up.
So the main thing we did this video for is we're going to do other ones with the other rewards also for the housing. It's mostly to show people the size of the grids and everything like that, and what type of ideas you can come up with. These are just simple sample ideas, but you can design pretty much any design you want with the grids there, right? So you can place them any way. If you can see, like there, we have a few options that I looked at. You can place them if you wanted to build a certain size house. And then from there we do the two samples. A lot of people are saying, asking questions like, why don't we show the actual building or stuff and so on? And the last time we did that, people were saying they don't want to sit and watch us.
They don't want to see the actual building. They want to see what you've built. Yes, I know. Can't have it both ways.
Video takes so long to do if you're just sitting there watching somebody build and so on, right? And I have to add though, we haven't added in the resource system, where it is how much you built, the time and the resources that gets involved in it, to put it on a wall or something like that. That's still busy being finished off at the moment, so that's the one thing you can't see, but you can see the actual building and editing. One little section we saw just now, they showed you I was editing and deleting a piece of wall there, so changing it up so we can make it higher, the roof and so on.
Yeah. So now this is what amount of pieces of land come with this one right here? This is an example of the first builder reward or whatever?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, there's both buildings are on the first builder reward. We only did I think it's 2 levels here, but it goes up to 4 levels, so it's pretty big, when you start building and stuff like that. And you can decide, exactly if you want to make a cross or a T or whatever type of shape you want to do. You can do whatever type of shape. Mm-hmm. And also the building blocks that you're seeing in there, that's just a few samples at the moment, but there's going to be like hundreds of them, once it comes out, the blueprints on different walls and stuff like that. So builders have a nice variety in what type of building you can build.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun, and that certainly looks like you got enough space in there, especially if you were to build like 4 high. You've got your, maybe a shop in the bottom floor, and second floor might be your, your actual crafting area where you're building everything, and a couple of living spaces, or storage, whatever. It actually looks like a lot of room, really a lot of room.
Yeah, that's just the first one. The guild one we're doing next, it's like, I think it's 4 times that size, so it's pretty big, and the castle is even way bigger than that. So, it's, the sizes is definitely much better now, and it's gives enough space for you to really do a lot of things in it.
Mm-hmm. And now, if I wanted to make my spot a little bit smaller and create like a little outbuilding, can I do that?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want to do.
The blocks do not have to be connected, do they? To build a house, they have to be connected, but to own the land, they don't have to be connected.
No, you don't have to connect them now.
Yeah. Okay. So it's going to be really interesting when to see what people do with this, because I think some people are going to do some things that are quite unexpected, or placing land in specific locations to give some sort of tactical advantage, or different things like that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Now, JP, you had a related question about placing the land and everything.
I was actually just talking to Saint about it, and I think he wrote it down. I completely forgot now. Saint, do you remember what I just said? I just talked to you like not even a half hour ago.
Yeah, I have a couple of questions here.
Pertaining to this exact issue.
Yeah, basically what they want to know is once I get protection on my land, is there going to be like a buffer system or like a radius around that land to prevent somebody from building right on the edge of my land, like the block over to Grief, for example?
A little bit lost exactly. How do you mean? How do you build a block?
Yeah, I remember now. So for example, so I've built a 10 by 10 property of some kind, of whatever store, whatever else it may be. Is there going to be some protection on that 11th block? Maybe not protection per se, but maybe a radius, so somebody doesn't come along and instantly plop down a property right beside the other person's property. If you kind of understand what I'm saying there, is there going to be a buffer system in place or anything like that? Yeah.
We will be looking at that, but I mean, at that stage, all you have to do is buy that piece of land right next to you, right? Now, that being said, some properties will only have X amount of grids available around it, right? It's not the whole world. Isn't at this stage the whole world isn't going to be everywhere you can build, just to prevent the exact same thing, that we don't walk into an area and there's like 100 houses right next to each other, all everywhere, right? And it's all way too many at one point, right? We need a little bit of buffers in for scenery and stuff like that. So there will be some buffers, but it also depends on the land, right? If that that plot is maybe, say, altogether 30 squares, right, grids, and you have a 10 by 10, and it's maybe 30 by 30 or whatever the situation is, there's going to be maybe somebody that builds right close to you, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, I can imagine in a town type environment that, especially places where there's a lot of commerce going on or a lot of traffic, that the houses are going to be right next to each other. I mean, wall to wall, possibly. That way I can jump from my roof into the other person's house.
I know where I'm not building beside.
Yeah. No, I that's going to be an issue, I think, that'll have to be addressed. Razor wire around the roof.
The reason why I kind of brought up that point is because of that issue, right? I may not be friends with somebody else that's building directly beside me, but this is all I have to afford. I can only afford a 10 by 10 right now. Maybe 2 months into the game, I might be able to expand, but by the time I get my money to actually expand, that property's already gone with somebody that I just don't want to be neighbors with. So I guess my only option at this point is move or get along with the guy. I guess really that's the only option, right? I mean, there's no way for you to really protect the
No,
entire game from people from. So I kind of see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe-
Build a
I mean,
fence,
if
I
it's
guess, maybe, but
if somebody just said, yeah, you know, there is going to be a buffer in buying protection right next to each other. So we will have a buffer in a sense of 1 or 2 blocks or whatever, right? That if you buy protection to the land in the one section, you know, that there is a buffer of non-protection so that you can go destroy and take it over in that sense, right? You know, so somehow we will bring that in, Paul.
Maybe we can have a system where if you buy a piece of land, 10 by 10 say, you can actually put a deposit down on the extra 2 squares that you might want to buy later on.
There's
say
also
for a month or something.
go ahead, Jacques. Have you got any comments on that?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we'll definitely be putting in different systems, right? And somebody mentioned, what if somebody builds a wall right around your house and you can't get into your house, right? So, I mean, there is going to be a grievance system in place where you can, you know, contact us and say, hey, you know, somebody built this, you know, or something. And I mean, we'll look at it case to case also as well, right?
This happens in real life all the time.
Yeah.
So, and so you end up with a right-of-way or something like that over someone else's property where they can't build, so that you can, you know, traverse up and down to your property. So.
yeah.
Yeah, and you know, my first thought, JP, is that really maybe you want to go out and live in the woods. And
Well, that might just be it, right? I mean, that might be my only option at that point in time, right? If I see a town that's flourishing, maybe I don't want to build in a town. But my advantage, I think, of building in a town is the convenience issue where everything's right nearby. But if I want to be secluded where I don't have to worry about somebody, then maybe my other option is to go out in the middle of the woods and find some property for myself.
But there's also 2 sides to this, right? If you think of it, say for instance, you are building somebody builds right next to you, a wall and so on, right? His wall is protecting your wall as well from other people attacking you. You know?
oh, that's
so
an
there is
interesting thought.
Strategic, yeah.
there is advantages to it too. You know,
But what if they launch their attack from the neighbor house?
through a hole.
So they attack your defenses, you know, from their
And
third
nobody
floor
sees them.
balcony, and they're attacking your 4th floor, and yeah, it's going to be quite interesting.
It's all strategy, right? I mean, this is.
You know, we
what
really
the
have to
game's
start.
about.
You know, we have to think like the grievers, right? That's the only way that we're going to be able to really build this. Is we have to think that way.
If you want the green space next to you and you're in a populated area, then make your land come up against trees. You know, make your land really protected by natural resources. It's hot, dude. Watch out. Your mouth's going to be on fire. Holy shit. I don't know who that is. So. Sorry. You know, just entertaining. Okay. So I think that this is something that that we're probably going to end up with you guys putting in a lot of rules right off the bat. Once we get in and see some of these things, we can think of ahead of time, like, you know, can you completely surround another person? You know, is that possible? And you know, the thing though is that with that, you know, you need to be careful. There's all kinds of strategy that's going to come into this. I just see a whole bunch of griefing tactics that are going to happen, and we're going to have to. I think there's going to be some stuff right on the fly, and you know, some people might get their land a little redeemed back to them or something like that if the completely blocks in and it has to be dealt with somehow.
But then again, you know, the land doesn't mean you can't go through the building. So if somebody builds around you, you can still go through his building and get to your building, you know.
Oh,
all that does is actually, the other side of it is, say I build right around you a wall that I did, right? And you come and you break down the wall, and then you get to your door. You now you got 2 levels of protection, yours and the other guys. You know, there's a lot of ways to think of this, right? He might be thinking of grieving you that way, but in fact, he's actually helping you because he's protecting you.
Yeah. So, shall be very interesting. to play with that a bit.
Well,
So-
there is a thing, and touch base on this really quickly. Is the reason why I was thinking of having that just that one square buffer zone around it. There's plugins with Minecraft, going back to the plugin called Townie, and the person that purchases the 10 by 10 plot of land or whatever it may be, they can actually set certain regions that is only protected for that particular person. But when I buy a 10 by 10, they're actually giving me 11 by 11, but I can't build on that 11th block. I can only build within the 10 by 10. So I've purchased 10 by 10, but yet I'm protected on that 11 by 11. But then
Yeah,
that
I
other
mean,
person that builds directly beside me, they get the 10 by 10. They're actually getting one level of my 11 by 11, if you understand what I'm saying there. Because then that way
Yeah,
it's still, it works all the way around.
It becomes a
So
no man's
technically,
land.
yeah, exactly. That one line, we're actually technically both protected. I can't cross onto his side and build, and he can't cross onto my side, but we do share that one line. And they have that implemented with Townie, and it works very, very well. It's a very good
Well,
system.
I mean, this is up to the community, right?
Yeah, sure.
When we get to that stage, and but I mean, maybe some people want people to build right next to him, like I just said.
Maybe,
It gives you a level of protection, But there's two ways to look at it, right? How you wanted to do that. So, so it's going to be up to what the community is looking for and saying how we do that, right? But I mean, those are all fine-tuning stuff, and those are all things that will change over the course of the game as well.
Yeah, trial and
right?
error.
So it's
I
like
completely
Marcus
agree with
said,
you. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I've got a small request. Say a small one. Is there any chance we can have that building tool for the properties to be available online so we can play around with it and trial and error and design our houses outside the game?
Yeah, we can definitely look at implementing something like that for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be pretty easy to do, wouldn't it?
Yeah, we'll just have to instance the area and make it small, like per character instance, basically, so that you can go in and you can get the grids and you can play around with the building and so on.
And not require
And-
resources. You can just keep throwing stuff
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
Or
Kind of like
whatever,
a creative mode kind of deal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll have it per login instance, right, as a creative mode. Yeah.
I think that's the best suggestion I've heard so far, because that will save us all resources on figuring out what it is we're going to build and everything. So.
Well, we
Actually,
were
yeah.
looking at that not just before, but for now, but also in the game to have something like that, because if you wanted to create blueprints from it, for instance, right? If you wanted to play around and stuff like that, and then see how you do it before you set it to get built. So it will be something that you can place blocks down and do everything, and then once you're done, you could set it to build it basically, and that's when the resource just gets kicked in.
Well, that's what Prison Architect actually has. Is they have a blueprint mode, and then they have the real live mode where you can place out exactly where you want to build stuff, and then you can do the live mode, so you can see what you want to build, and then you can build it.
Well, we can incorporate it all into one also in the game itself, right? So when you have your blueprint mode, you place your walls down, and it's all in real time, and you see it and everything. But it's not displayed to anybody else, or it can be displayed, but it's still, it's not. It can be different graphics and stuff, right? So that when you press the build, actually it'll make all the blocks you just placed to be building blocks now. So that it'll start with resources and so on.
Oh, I like that.
By the way, JP, I think I'm about to get seasick.
You like that? I can
No.
get rid of it though.
No, yeah, please. It's yeah, a little disturbing. So, okay. So we have time for a couple more questions. Saint, do you have anything on your list there?
Yeah, actually I do. This is a really good question. They would like to know, will there be a system in place that stops a character from learning every skill and becoming too strong?
Yeah, it's called time.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah. The way this is working out, no one will ever be able to learn all of the skills, and so time is the biggest resource, and you have to choose wisely how you spend your time. So.
Yeah.
Is there going to be cap levels to these skills? Because I know people have mentioned there should be a sort of cap level, and then Jacques said infinite. So is it?
Well, there's a. See, now we're getting to how I have to explain how skills work.
Well, okay, let's just wait till
We
you got
don't want
that
to
video, and we'll go through all of that stuff. if you
I'll
want.
say there's going to be a for some and some there won't be. So there's two options there.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I see that working.
Okay, so, okie dokie. Well, so guys here at the Hangout, any of you got any burning questions for us?
I actually got one more question on my list here.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. They would like to know, would there be area buff effects that I can place inside my housing? Like, say, like I want to create a tavern and create a area buff inside that tavern for a resting bonus.
That's a good question, yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we can definitely put something like that in, yeah. Like if you have it's going to be the same thing as having a piece of food that you use and you buff for certain things, you know. Because it will be a resource thing sync, but it will definitely, yeah, we can definitely have that in, yeah, for area buffs and so on.
Yeah, it's a zoning part, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so final call. Any last questions? Sold. Okay, so basically, this will be the end for the Q&A. But what we're going to do is we're going to go next over to we're going to do a roundtable, an official roundtable, and it'll be about currency. And so we are all going to what? JP, you got a question?
Yeah,
I see you flailing your arms there.
yeah. If I figure if you're going into the next thing, then let me go ahead and do this. Let's see here that Saint said he'd be right back. So then this is the question I already asked you, and I think I already know. I personally know the answer. Some people might not. Is the items that are currently right now in the tier reward system, they're getting disappeared every single day, cost $10, lock yourself in the whole 9 yards. And $2,100 is the largest package currently right now. The question that I've been getting, just from random people and some people that want to go ahead and pledge, they're asking if they put down more than $2,100, $2,500, would they be able to have access to everything? All the items that have been taken away.
Oh, you mean
I know.
like,
I already know the answer, but some people might not.
Items that's been gone already? Oh, I don't
Yeah.
know. That's a very, you know, there's two sides to that, right? If we say yes, you know, it's bad for certain people and it's good for other people that only found out maybe today about the Kickstarter, you know, and the
And
other
that's
way.
the reason why they're asking mainly. Yeah, they're just
Yeah,
finding
'cause
out
a lot
or
of
whatever,
people
right?
might just have found out now and they don't know about it. So we definitely have to look at that. But at the moment, I can't give you an answer on that one actually.
Okay.
I
Well,
don't-
there's
I
your
don't
answer
like
for
it.
everybody
I
that
don't-
wanted
I
to
don't-
know.
Yeah.
I don't want there to be any more horse dung than is already
No.
there.
Yes,
No,
yeah.
definitely not.
There's too much shit
Yeah.
out there as it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't think we'll be doing that, right? But there is going to be, I have to say, we are adding, we call it bonus rewards, which isn't actually rewards that's posted in the reward section. But if you can purchase them, like you just said, by adding additional money into whatever reward you got. And some of them are going to be pretty cool. We're bringing that out in the next couple of days, and I'm pretty sure there's a few that you guys will people will definitely want to get into.
Cool.
Okay, and then the other one that's a Kickstarter question is somebody that's doing the $2,100 package. They're currently right now getting 576 tiles. But
Yeah.
as you also notice that on the other rewards, there's also tiles that are also in there as well. Are they just getting the 576 tiles,
Yeah.
or are they getting all of the tiles from all the other packages, including the 576?
No, so if you go down each reward, right, at the bottom of it, it tells you what it includes, what other rewards it includes, right? So if you go down to the building ones, you'll see they don't include any of the other building ones, right? But they do include, I think it's the collectors. Ooh, let me just see here. I'll tell you now exactly what they say. So they're doing.
Collection award.
Yeah, so now it includes the profession collection reward, right? So that's the next one you'll get to, right? When you buy the bigger one, right? And if you go to the professions collection reward, it tells you what it includes as well. but we made a mistake there. You see, it doesn't say anything on the right hand, but it does say it in our rewards updates that we had posted.
Okay.
Where it says that it includes the next ones, so then you just follow it accordingly, and every time it'll include that reward, and whatever that one includes, that's what you're also going to get, right? So it continuously goes up.
Okay, so it is clearly marked then, eh? So whatever it says, that's what they get. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yep, those are the questions that I've been asked to me, so I figured I'd ask you today.
Yeah, so the 2100 includes the developers package, right? And then if we go to the developers package, let me just see here. So the developers package includes the collection rewards, right? So and it just keeps following up like that.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, thank you.
Okay. Well, thank you everybody for attending this particular show. If you're watching live, hang on, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with an actual roundtable. And if you're watching on YouTube, well, you just have to wait a couple of hours and that next episode will appear.